You ever have someone show up at your door with luggage like they just booked a room in your house? Yeah, that actually happened to me. Tuesday evening, I'm folding laundry, watching The Office reruns, minding my own damn business, when the doorbell rings like the world's ending. I open it, and there she is. Brenda Calhoun, HOA president, clipboard in one hand, entitlement in the other. And right behind her, her husband, Deputy Tom Calhoun, in full uniform, chest puffed out like a balloon ready to pop, and their teenage son, Chad, holding a greasy slice of pizza like he owned the place. And they brought luggage, designer bags, 3 of them, just sitting on my porch like my house was the damn Hilton. "Mr. Price," Brenda says, like we're in a courtroom, "we need to talk." I didn't even step out, just leaned on the doorframe and said, "Evening, what's this about?" She tells me, with a straight face, that her sister's house got damaged in a storm, and that the HOA has decided my house is the most appropriate place for her family to stay for the next month. Like this was a hotel. Like I didn't buy this place. Like I owed them something. Before I could even process it, Tom steps forward with that sheriff swagger and says, "You heard her. It's a community emergency. Time for you to step up." Like I was some rookie in boot camp. I said, "First off, I'm 34, not your son. Second, this is my house. My name's on the deed, I pay the bills, I mow the lawn. No one gets to move in unless I say so." Brenda's smile didn't flinch. "I think you're misunderstanding the situation," she said, pointing to some fake HOA bylaw about emergency housing. "But I've read those bylaws. Twice. That rule's about parking, not playing landlord to strangers." Then Chad, pizza crumbs all over his face, says, "Just arrest him already." Like this was a TV show, and I was the villain. And y'all, I almost laughed. But something in Tom's eyes told me this wasn't just a bluff. He wanted me to challenge him. He wanted to teach me a lesson. So I pulled out my phone and started recording. That's when he really lost it. "Don't record me," he barked. But we were on my porch, my house. I had every right. Then Brenda starts listing off all the petty complaints. "Mrs. Dalrymple says your music's too loud. Your car was parked crooked. That garden wasn't HOA approved." And I just looked at her like, "Are you serious? My backyard tomatoes were now a violation?" I told them flat out, "You're not staying here, period." And that's when Brenda's face changed. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "You have until tomorrow morning to reconsider, or we'll pursue other options." Now, I thought that was it. An empty threat. A tantrum wrapped in HOA paper. I went to bed thinking it would blow over, but the next morning, before 7 a.m., there's this pounding on my door, not knocking. Pounding, like the house was on fire. I look through the peephole, and there he is, Tom again, but this time with 2 backup officers. And right behind them, Brenda and Chad in their white SUV, sitting like they're watching a play. Chad even had a breakfast burrito in hand. Tom yells, "Mr. Price, open up! We have a warrant for your arrest!" I open the door and ask, "For what?" "Domestic terrorism," he says, grinning. "Harassment. Threats against a public official." Let me tell you, in that moment, I stopped being surprised and started being angry. But I knew better than to argue with handcuffs waiting. So I went quietly. And Brenda? As they walked me to the patrol car, she rolled down her window and said, "Nice house. It'll be even nicer with family in it." 2 weeks. That's how long I sat in county lockup, surrounded by conspiracy theorists and a guy who swore his wife was Beyoncé. But in those 2 weeks, my lawyer, Diana Torres, worked magic. She found out everything. That Brenda had pressured old Mrs. Dalrymple to lie. That Tom had bragged at the station for weeks about teaching me a lesson. Even the officers who arrested me admitted they felt something was off. When I finally got out, the first thing I did was check my home security footage, and that's when it got wild. Brenda had been snooping around my property constantly, measuring grass, taking photos, whispering into her phone. And Tom? He'd been doing drive-bys in his patrol car, even walked around my backyard with a flashlight, like they were hunting for something. So Diana and I did what any sane person would do. We filed a lawsuit. Civil rights violations, false arrest, harassment, abuse of power. And then we told the press. Within 48 hours, local news ran it as HOA president and sheriff husband try to steal black man's home. The footage of Brenda and Tom standing on my porch, the arrest, everything. It all went viral. Chad became a meme. Brenda was booted from the HOA. Tom was suspended, and people started talking. Then came Officer Owens, the one who arrested me but looked like he didn't want to. He came forward, said he had audio of Tom bragging, calling me that uppity homeowner. Said Rick had coached the witnesses, and threatened any officer who didn't fall in line. That sealed it. Tom got fired, charged with perjury and abuse of authority. Brenda? Turns out she'd been embezzling HOA funds for years. Their house got foreclosed. Their kid got expelled. And us? We pushed for a full trial. Public. Cameras, press, everything. Watching them apologize in court. Voice trembling, eyes down, forced to admit they lied. That it was racially motivated. That they tried to ruin my life for the sake of a power trip. That was justice. But the best part? The ripple effect. Other victims of HOA abuse started sharing their stories. Police departments reviewed their policies. 2 states passed new HOA oversight laws because of my case. And a civil rights scholarship was created in my name. Real change. From one Tuesday night, one doorbell ring, one ridiculous demand. Now, I still live in the same house. Still got my tomatoes in the backyard. But now people wave when they pass by, not out of politeness but respect. Because I didn't back down. So let me ask you this. If someone tried to move into your home tomorrow, said it was their right because of community emergency and had a cop to back them up, what would you do? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was I right to fight back the way I did? What would you have done if the whole system came for you just because you said no? And hey, if you've ever had an HOA horror story or a cop cross a line, I want to hear it. Hit that like button, subscribe for more real stories, and remember, when they try to test you, stand your ground.